Okay, check this out. Oh. Okay, that's pretty disgusting. Obviously crawling with maggots, but if I had to, I could boil it up. There's some here too. Big hunk of cow fat. I have no idea of knowing how old it is, but I have a feeling I'm going to be calling it dinner tonight. So this is where I can keep my horse tackle nice and dry, clean. This looks like a treasure trove, possibly just junk. Broken glass and a lot of big hunks of metal. Not a lot I can do with. Keep looking around to see what else I can find. Well, I've got a bit of an idea, one that might put a little bit of food in my stomach. It's a way of getting something cooking without heating up that big stove inside, using up all the good firewood. I'll need that if it turns cold on me. The idea here being is I'll make myself a little bit of an outside stove. And I think that was rat crap. There's that hunk of fat. The thing about fat is it actually stays good for a long time. So what I'm gonna do is I'll use some of this stuff, a little bit of flour I found, mix it with a little bit of water and the salt that's in there, and try to make some hardtack. You on top like this. Never used a chainsaw blade for this before. You on top. Just want to make up a bit of dough and then fry it in this cow fat. Basically, this is a survival donut. Oh, yeah. I still need to be careful. This is hot grease now. Ow! Yeah, that's hot grease, all right. Oh, might actually be working. Ow! Son of a... Wow. Okay, this is where it gets a little dangerous, because I'm starting to get a little too splattered. And the last thing I want out here is to get a severe burn, so. Now, the problem here is that this kind of grease in my stomach can also be hard on my stomach, and I'm already experiencing a lot of bouts of nausea. So hopefully this won't make it worse. There's plenty of water, so I'll try and stay very hydrated. There you go, that's hardtack. My gosh. That tastes amazing. Oh, wow. I may have to do that again, because that's fantastic. This is awesome. Now, look at this. This is the little remnants fat that I used. I should have a very warm night tonight. This kind of food, high-fat food like this, right before bed, burns in my stomach all night long, and hopefully in a good way. It creates a lot of heat, and a real trick is to have fat like this and crawl into bed. Oftentimes you have to push the covers off because you're so warmed up. Well, when you're sleeping in the cold, it's a great trick to know. It's amazing what you'll eat when you're hungry. I'll let you know if I start throwing up in an hour or two. Hopefully the rain will hold off and I can scavenge for some food.
25 years of survival, and finally, this is the first time I've been around cactus while they were actually bearing fruit.
Oh, I caught it. When cactus fruit is ripe and ready, it is good. Oh yeah, this is good. I'll watch for more of these. Should be a good boost of energy. I found some garbage, some plastic, these black garbage bags. And I set them up so I could catch more rainwater. And this prickly pear, you don't get a lot out of these guys, but what you get helps. Here we go.
Not my favorite of wild edibles, yet there are a lot of them on this island.
Not bad.
Prickly pear cactus was actually once used as a food crop for many desert dwellers. But I'm on the edge of the ocean, and that means possibly fish.
There's a lot of line here. Definitely enough to cast out there, but I'm gonna have to untangle it, and I want to get it around this bottle. This is not the easiest shore to fish from, so it's gonna be mostly throw it out, let it sink to the bottom, and hope for the best.
Usually a tangled mess, the fishing line I find on islands is also often too weak to use. It snaps with an easy pull. But sometimes I get lucky, and it's still strong enough to use. The trick will be getting the hook and bait out far enough to catch a fish. Well, no sinkers around, so I'm going to try using this little piece of shell because it's got a natural hole for me. It's a bit heavy. Maybe it'll help to get the line out there far. Hook, line, and sinker. Ha-ha! You didn't expect that. A whelk. That's nice. That's great, great bait for fishing. Or I can eat it. And I'm going to try it for bait first. Oh yeah, I see a bunch more too. This is great news. A lot of times what I might find for bait, I can always consider as food for myself as well, if I'm unlucky with the fishing. There we go. Something biting on the other end already. I felt the line go tight. Something's biting, something's biting. I got something, I got something. Woo-hoo! That's a little ocean perch. Oh, yeah. Look at that. All right. I'm calling that lunch. And there's still bait here. I'm gonna toss this line back out while I'm still here and see. Forget the whelks. We're eating fish today. What a great way to start. So I know now that I can access a quick food source close by. And that's a huge psychological boost, but it'll be a short-lived one. Unbelievable. And all of this here would be excellent bait. I say would be because on the last cast, I lost the hook. So this is it for fishing. Just in case, I'll leave it over here. You never know. If it was absolute dire straits, I would just eat the fish raw. You get more nutrients that way. Survival also comes down to psychology, and you want to feel good. So I'm putting my balance on the side of good, strong psychological survival over the sensationalism of just eating a raw fish and making it look cool. Now that's survival. Sooner or later, I got to go up and over and through the cactus and see what's on the other side there. I'm going to show something here that might seem a little benign, but in the world of woodsmanship and survival, it's a skill that I value highly, and that's the ability to sharpen a blade. Dull blades cause more accidents than anything out in the wilderness. You want your blade to always be super sharp. That way, the effort to cut anything is easy and not forced. Now, what's happening here is I'm only going against the blade. You can see that you don't do this. Never do that when you're sharpening. So it's always in one direction. That's one thing. Same angle, keep going. What should end up happening is on the underside, I should almost get like a burr, an edge burr, because I'm not sharpening that side at all. I'm just sharpening on one side, so it's like the metal will curl over and give me a burr. All right, so I've got my burr. Oh yeah, absolutely. Now, at this point, I'll go too far and I'll create a burr on the other side. I actually like to do that. I like to go too far and create the other burr and get myself a really beautiful edge, an edge that you can shave with. Now, you gently can feel with your skin, or what I like to do a lot of times is drop it and see if it catches my fingernail. If the sharpness of it, just like that, like the weight of the machete is right now on my fingernail and catching. And I like that because that means that it's good and sharp. And that's important because I've got to get some food. And it's right up there. Going back and forth until the burr becomes a fine edge is the magic of sharpening, and a sharp edge means easier survival. Right there, palm hearts. The great thing about these palm hearts is they're plentiful. There's all kinds of them around. Sugars, starches, tender and juicy.
This is gonna help me get through the day now. I'm starting to feel a bit weak, but this will pick me right up. There's another 4 or 5 there. And I'm gonna turn the cameras off and have lunch.
All right, I see the clearing up here. That's where I'm headed. Of course, I went after a clearing yesterday, got to the very top and found nothing. Let's hope my fortunes are different this time. Oh yeah, it opens up all right. It's gotta be an old jungle farm. Ooh, I see a coconut tree. That's where I'm first headed, right there. It doesn't look promising, but maybe there's something on the ground. Whoa! I hacked into this coconut just because I figured, oh, it's rotted. It's not gonna be any good. But I see what I can eat right in there. Here we go. Ha ha ha! Oh! Boy, I needed that. There's 4 or 5 more around here. I hack into them all, eat them all.
Oh, boy, that's sustenance.
Tiny and old jungle farms exist throughout the island. They're often and mostly abandoned, but they remain productive with all kinds of fruit trees and plants, from mango and bananas to coconuts and pineapples. In fact, if you were on the run, they'd make a great place to hide out.
This is a mango tree. And up there are mangoes. But they're way up there. And these ones on the ground that have fallen down are just too rotted to eat. So I've got to find a way to knock down some of those ones that are way up there. I can't reach them. And I can see my way. And it's called bamboo.
Eating the coconut has given me a much-needed energy boost.
Come on. Ah!
Yeah, 2! Check this out. Fresh mango, right from the tree.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. This is a good day. You hear about sometimes people go off and they live out in the wilderness or in the jungles, and they actually will slip into local areas to steal food and get right back to the jungle again. It's kind of what I feel like I'm doing right now. All right, I'm gonna collect a couple of these to take with me and look a little further and see what else I can find in this jungle reclaimed farm.
Now we're talking my speed of fruit.
These look like limes, but they're actually just green lemons.
Oh, that's good. And this tree, it's a bit of a distance from my camp. In fact, it's quite a distance, but I know where it is, and I can gather a bunch of them, take them back to camp and enjoy.
Oh, it's a good thing I like sour. Don't do that at home.
Mangoes, lemons, coconuts, fresh water. With so many advantages, things are beginning to look up.
Keep turning over what might come up with some bait, you know. If I could come up with some bait, I could try some fishing. Isn't that a beautiful little bit of bait right there? Eh? Salamander. I got lucky with that. I'm going to see if I can find anything else. Look at that. There we go. Let's go fishing. Show you where I keep my hook. And you wouldn't believe how many times I've pulled a hook out of my hat.
This is a good deal here. I've been walking along through the bush, just looking for places that I can set some snares, and I found a plant that I was not expecting to find at all. Wild cucumber. Sweet. And there's a small patch of it here. Actually, I didn't even think it grew this far north, but now that I know that it's here, I'll keep my eyes wide open for it. Oh, that's the real deal. Oh man, is that good. Well, I got a choice now. I now have to decide whether or not I want to eat it all myself or take some back to Bob. Now, of course I'm going to take some back to Bob, but that means that for me, there's only half as much as what I actually see here because I've got to share. And makes you think about things. I've got a couple more plants I can gather here. That'll help. This little guy here. Got wintergreen. You chew on it, freshens up the breath, and it's actually has components in it that'll help to get rid of headaches. So I'm going to gather some of this, and we can take it back and make some tea. Gather some of this sarsaparilla. The roots, I can peel this woody part off and eat it like pasta. When Bob and I were talking about, you know, what to do here, who should do what, and he said he wanted to go out and do the hunt, and that I would do the snares. I said, well, why don't you do the snares? He'd never done a snare before. And the fact is, he's been hunting for years and years, but most classic hunters, even if they carry snare wire, have never actually set a snare. And why? And he gave me the classic answer. Well, I've always had a rifle with a bullet in it. And so it's very true. You rely on your rifle or your shotgun, and you don't end up learning the survival techniques that, what if you run out of bullets? Or what if you lose that gun? Or what if it malfunctions? And so that's why I'm here setting the snares, and Bob is out fishing and hunting. That's good. What have we here? Either bait for fishing or a bit of a meal. Take your pick. I have to put them in a pocket, I guess. Okay. I had to turn this on after I quickly jumped because I just got myself a little snake. It's not much, it's not a big one, but still, it's a meal. Best way to kill him, just whack the head. Okay, pretty much done. There we are. Now, one way to do this works especially well with bigger snakes. Look at him all curled up there, tying himself up in a knot. It's to actually kind of pull the skin back, utilizing the head. There we go. So now, just a matter of take the skin and just peel it right off like this. It's easy enough to clear out the guts. And the guts we can use as excellent fish bait. So I'll get the guts out and give those to Bob right away. Fresh snake meat.
The energy within the muscles of the snake keep it moving long after it's dead.
Hey, you, Bob? Yeah, come on in.
Over here.
It's actually good practice to call to somebody before you approach them. When you approach somebody in a wilderness survival situation, you don't know if they're freaked out, you don't know if they're panicking, and a lot of people have been known to actually shoot at their rescuers because they're just too scared.
Well, here, have a seat and we'll heat up some lunch.
Time for some snake.
Beauty.
What do you think?
Fabulous.
Get the camera on you? Yeah, make sure the camera can see you. Oh, that's a good angle, actually.
All right, first bit of food in 4 days. Cheers.
Bon appetit.
Yeah.
Well, it's better nutrients anyway.
This, my friend, is very rare, hard to find.
Wild cucumber. Pop one in your mouth.
Oh my goodness. That's
Isn't that
fabulous. Oh yeah.
I've fished my whole life. I have given them every opportunity. Salamanders, slug, frog, snake guts. And I can't catch one fish. What's up?
All day, Bob has tried to catch a fish with no luck at all. Finally, someone else shares in my frustration of trying to catch fish without full fishing tackle.
What was once bait
It's now dinner.
is now dinner.
This is that sarsaparilla that I picked earlier. Cook it up just like spaghetti, give you some starches and nutrients. It's actually got a good flavor to it.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, maybe just wild frog, but it's cooked. Isn't that good?
Oh my goodness.
Have some actual meat.
Oh my goodness, that's so nice.
Even a little frog just makes a big difference.
While the tide is low, the search for sustenance becomes easier as opportunities open up to me.
Look at this. See this estuary here? Like, it's just full of wildlife. There's all kinds of herons and cranes, egrets. Yeah, it's just beautiful. There's spots where some of the trees over there, loaded with birds at times, look over and they're just all sorts of white blobs in the distance. And it's all birds hunting, fishing. There's a lot going on in this estuary. And I'm gonna see if I can make some of it work in my favor. There's a patch over there of drier sand. And that should be a better spot for clamming than in this more hard-packed, wetter stuff. The tide here is gentle enough that it's going to give me a lot of time to explore if I need to. Just going to scoop along using this shell, see what I can come up with. Just start out from here. Hey, look at that. What did that take? 15 seconds? Clam. 2 clams. 3. 7. Nice big one. Not bad. Because I'm already getting to the point where I'm getting a meal.
It's not all that often in a survival situation where you come across an opportunity to simply and easily gather more food energy than it takes to do the gathering in the first place.
It's a big field. It'll feed me for a while.
It's counterproductive to walk a mile only to find enough food to fuel a half a mile. So walking 50 yards and gathering this easily is a lucky find.
You do get a feel for it after a while. What I like to do is scoop like this and then drag my knuckles in behind. Sometimes my knuckles actually feel something that the shell didn't hit. Or when you hit pay dirt. Look at that. That's just a few minutes work, and I've got dinner. Huh. Well, I think I see what the seagulls were all on about. That is what I think it is. Fortune may have just delivered me a meal.
Whenever I spot lots of bird activity, I know something's up. And that's how I came across this little bit of food I can scavenge. Unfortunately for me, I'm not familiar with how to cook and eat squid, or even which parts are edible. And that's the trick of even finding or gathering wild edibles, whether something from the sea like this or wild plants. If I'm not sure what it is I'm eating, or how to eat it, I can take a great chance at making myself very sick. And all too often, lost victims take the chance and eat something that kills them.
Now I got myself a meal. Ha! That's amazing. I've been walking this beach back and forth, and I keep running into sea slugs, but nothing else. And then this, just hanging there. That's gonna be good. Or it's gonna make me violently sick, one or the other. Happened to me in Alaska, and I came upon a spot where an eagle had just dropped a fresh caught salmon, and you can take advantage of that for a survival meal. Absolutely. I'm probably wasting more of this than I should, but I'm being honest here. I've never done this before, never eaten one of these guys before, so I'm not taking any chances. I'm cutting off all the little grippers here. This is gonna be good.
This gathered food from the lagoon and the ocean will go a long way in boosting my energy.
I'll make use of a few things I got from the boat. Cooking up this calamari. There's these forks, twist ties. Sweet. The heat of the day is pushing down on me now, but I'm still gonna go and cook this calamari while it's still fresh. It's so fresh that the tentacles are actually still moving. We're talking squid. All right, I have no idea of knowing how much you're supposed to cook this. Definitely tastes salty. Wow. It's rubbery, but it's delicious. All of a sudden, I just realized how hungry I am. I know what I'm doing for the rest of the day. Eating squid. And then I've got clams for dessert. That sun's gonna drop fast like it always does, so before that happens, it's time for clam bake. I've actually returned some of the smaller ones back to the estuary. There's no reason to be greedy here, and it's better for their population to not just go in and just clear them out, so I've kept only the big ones and thrown all the little tiny ones back. The young ones, give them a chance to grow. It's real simple. All I have to do is put them on the coals. Best way to do this is take it and just put this, the hinge end down into the coals, and then they'll open up at the top. And in the meantime, I can chew on some squid.
This particular feast offers little in the way of carbohydrates or sugars. It's all protein.
There we go. Oh, that's really good. That is really good. Sun's going down pretty quickly. I've got clams, got my squid. Oh, yeah. Wow, that's good. Now, if only there were coconuts on this island, that would be a big score. The nightly rains in the jungle. Well, it's like a regular banana. I'm not gonna say it's delicious, but it'll do. Damn it. I got a drip. I hear you. Thunder. Mosquitoes. Rain. Very little fire. Oh, the cooked banana was good. Bobby just took a shot. What'd you get? Yeah! No way! Let's see here, Bobby. Look at that. That's a male, eh?
Isn't that something? Have we got a dinner now?
Okay, therein lies the difference. Bob was up front and he was ready. He had the gun ready the whole time. The only reason I don't, for one, is he's in front of me, which is dangerous. You want to be real careful. And the other one is I'm running the camera. And grabbed ourselves. Hey, Bob, you bagged another one.
Oh, baby.
Another dinner.
This is gonna be so good on a spit. This is gonna make the whole deal right there.
Now, let me tell you something. I've always said the fact that when you go out hunting, you go out fishing, reality is, that's not a big deal. You get skunked or whatever. But what you've been surviving, we're on 6 days now without food, or at least we've had a snake and a frog and that little squirrel.
They don't cut it. This is where it's at.
This is amazing. Bob's doing a quick feathering. Why don't we keep moving? Keep following this trail. Take, gut her, and we got our meal for tonight. Figure, or you want to eat it up quick? And...
You know, I've got some pretty good energy here. I'm all right. So let's keep going while I'm
keep
not
going, and we'll have it tonight
starving.
when we stop. All right.
Yeah.
Unless search and rescue finds us first.
There's a whole bunch of red huckleberries up here. This is awesome.
The only poisonous berry around here. Oh, here's a couple more. There's a twin berry.
What does it look like?
Well, I'll show you if I find one.
Okay, that totally helps.
This is a blue huckleberry on this tree right here. And that's great. They're in season. Here's two. You like them?
They're not bad. A little sour.
See, that's the difference of just sitting around and not doing anything and going for even a small hike when we find these berries.
Even if I find only one or two, finding eggs would be a huge boost.
It's in these little holes right here. Look for all the little spots where the grass just kind of is blown over and you see maybe an opening on one side. Like, look at this right here. Fresh turtle poop. And right beside this little eggshell. And I'll look all around this area and see if I can find some eggs of my own. Have a real breakfast. Oh, look at that right there. A pair of chicks, which I could eat, but they're hatched, so I'll leave them be.
There's nothing on those little chicks, but if the timing was right, I could find plump chicks. The reality is that finding them with little more than a teaspoon of meat on their tiny bones is unlikely. Hardly worth the lost calories looking for them.
Where I'm staying right now, I haven't seen any birds coming over here at all. I'm gonna hope that it's not gone bad, but it seems like it's actually abandoned because nothing's been around it. Try and cook it up.
Now that was relatively easy. One single egg hiding under a log. I didn't even have to go looking for it. But finding it without any adults protecting it seems suspicious to me. Still, it's worth a taste test. If it's fresh, it could be delicious.
Come on, baby, burn. All right, I'll let that catch and get ready to cook an egg.
Not only did I find this one egg, but also some wire and a couple of other surprises all around this shoreline.
That'll work. Oh, God. I think that might have been a waste. I think this was simply a bad egg. Maybe it was a dead egg. Maybe that's why it was left there. Oh. You know what? I eat that. I run the risk of making myself horribly sick, because that doesn't smell. Ah. It looks good, but it smells horribly bad. And banana slugs, unfortunately, we can't eat them. It's too bad, though, eh? These guys are edible.
You don't like that idea?
Yeah.
You might in a couple of
Berries
days.
and slugs.
I see water. It's either ocean bay or fresh water. I don't know.
There's a bunch of those berries.
Oh, hey, you know what? There's salmon berries here, too.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
Be a lot of bears come through here. This grass is all pushed down quite a bit.
As great as these berries are, they're not gonna be enough. I'm hoping we catch some nice big fish.
Ugh.
The groundwater here is brackish, fresh, mixed with salt water.
Come on, show me some water up here. Let's try my old trick here. Squeezing some sphagnum moss. All of these plants here, there's about 4 or 5 different edible plants that we can gather and eat up.
It's been good finding the berries. They represent familiar food for Logan, and familiarity goes a long way towards helping someone feel confident surviving.
What we want to do in this case, is sort of a rare situation, we want to actually sort of save the plant, and it's called rice root. And I think you're going to like what you taste underneath. Pull everything back and away from it. You see that?
Yeah.
That white? So there's a bulb underneath. If you pull them out, those little rice things fall off it, you just eat them raw. Then, for the plant,
There's lots in the hole.
there's lots in the hole. That's what's going to happen, right? So cover over the hole and just transplant that, you know, another foot or 2 away.
Okay.
And then it sort of spreads the plant and enables it to keep growing. This way, we're actually harvesting the plant
Rather than just destroy.
rather than just destroying it and taking it. In a survival situation like this, you want to know what exists in every direction. So coming down here, finding this green patch, being able to see all these wild edibles, none of that would have happened if we hadn't gone for the walk to see what was around us. We have not sat down and said, okay, we checked out our bodies, we checked out our gear that's in hand. We need to see what's further afield. That's zone of assessment 1, 2, and then 3.
And what's better, some left-behind deer remains. So with a simple twist of fate, a fantastic boost changes a deadly circumstance. And whether I find garbage, or a dead fish left behind by an eagle, or a deer carcass left behind by hunters, either way, it all represents digestible nutrition, especially after 3 days on little rations, followed by 2 days with no food at all.
Oh, this is gonna feel so good. It'll be getting dark very, very soon. I couldn't be in a better place at this point.
This cabin and this food are prime examples of why proactive, mobile survival can often be far better than just staying put, but it takes skill to move on.
All right, that's perfect. That's just a bit of deer fat and a little tiny bit of deer meat. I'm gonna cook that up, get that right into me, and assuming I'm likely still hungry, go back for the liver and the heart. I see they're in the bag as well. Lungs, liver, heart, a bunch of fats in the bag. I figure that's fair game. I don't think they're too worried about that. I'm sure it was probably meant to be dog food, so it'll go well in my stomach right now. Okay, hopefully I can get that onto some kind of a boil with the fire like this, and wow,
Wow, that's unbelievable. This is a lot better. The timing of this find couldn't be better, because outside the snow is coming down heavy and this high up the mountainside. The best thing I can be doing right now is drinking the broth. Bombarding my stomach with too much food, especially meat, after 6 days with little to no food, could make me quite sick. Starting with a simple broth is the best way to reawaken my digestive system to taking in food. Wow. Oh boy, that's good. Mmm. Oh my gosh.
Gathered some seaweed while we were out. I'm just gonna get all the rice root into the cup here. You can boil it up and make it a little softer. And now some of the seaweed, kind of like making a bit of a miso soup, I suppose. This is just little bull kelp.
This food I've gathered from the ocean side is appealing to me, but I'm familiar with it. I know what's important is just to get any kind of sustenance into our bodies. Logan is in a still too casual state of mind about it all, as if he's just out camping. But if he starts losing energy, it's going to hurt both our chances at surviving.
Oh, the water tastes horrible. Let me try the rice. That's way better. It's nice and soft. This is so dangerous what you're doing. It's good though, eh? It's almost like real rice.
It's not bad. Better than nothing.
I know, but seeing you two go for seconds means you must like it.
Or it means I'm hungry.
True. Want the last scoop of rice?
I'm good. I'll be back.
Maybe he's stuffed.
I think I found his breakfast.
All right. They're definitely alive. This could be a serious meal for us. Logan actually got up. Guess the fire warmed him up. And went for a walk, exploring down on the rocks. He should be on his way back. What I want to do is I'm going to put it on the fire, and it'll just naturally open up, and I won't have to pry it open with a knife. I know Logan's stomach is getting to the better of him. It's a problem. I'm trained in this, and you bring someone in, take them out of their comfort zone. Some of the simplest things can be pretty rough for just about anybody.
Sometimes, even the easiest food to gather doesn't come without some kind of danger.
My biggest worry right now is not so much our hunger, it's red tide. You can die from red tide. There's a couple different versions of it, but I don't want to have any of the versions. So what I'm going to do is do a bit of a poison test. This actually also works ooh, this does look good, I gotta say. All right, so I'll take a small piece of it. Of course, the color of this happens to be red. That doesn't make me feel any better. It probably has no bearing on anything, but still, I'm gonna put it just in my lip here. Just in between my lip and my gum. I'm gonna hold it there for about 3 minutes or so. And I'm gonna try not to swallow. So I'll leave that there and see if I get any kind of tingling or numbing sensation.
3 days into surviving with my son off the northwest Pacific coast, and the ocean is proving bountiful. But without a good supply of fresh water, lots of food can become a moot point.
All right, I guess it's been long enough. My mouth feels fine. No tingling, no numbing sensation. A little word of caution here, this is not the be-all and end-all way to test for red tide, not at all. In fact, what some people do, I've heard, is they'll take one of the mussels and they'll throw it out for the seagulls, and they'll watch the seagulls, and if the seagulls don't eat it, or they come down and, spit it out sort of thing, it stays away. Wow, that's really good. That is the best mussel I've ever eaten in my life right there. I'm gonna leave one for Logan. Hopefully he'll like it.
Logan is out searching for bait to fish with. It's what he knows, and keeping him busy is the key to keeping him positive. But I've noticed something. A good percentage of my energy is now spent on figuring out how to keep Logan motivated. These clams are a great score as far as I'm concerned, yet once again, Logan turns up his nose to good survival food.
Anything?
A little bit of a tingle on my tongue.
You feel a tingle on your tongue?
Tiny, tiny bit. And right in my tooth.
Well, then let's not take any chances. Let's go catch some fish then.
I have no way of knowing if Logan is just being picky about the food or if he really feels a tingling sensation on his lip from the clams. Either way, I'm not going to push the issue.
This plant right here, this bladderwrack, the juice inside, having been tested, is SPF 15. You can eat it and protect your skin with it at the same time. That's the first little score in the desert here. These are goji berries, and definitely edible. Pay a lot for these back in Canada. Oh yeah, these are excellent. It's the first real fresh food I've had in a long time. So I'm gonna take advantage of this. Eat them all. Some jungle wilds that I can eat that are just here. This is wild taro. And the leaves are full of a very fibrous silicates. They'll have to be cooked. It's the only way I can eat these. It just would hurt the mouth too much to eat them raw. There's not much to eat here in the jungle that's just growing wild and natural. But there is some. It's ironic that I'm in probably one of the most primitive jungles that I've ever been in and surviving. And yet here I am eating roasted peanuts, probably one of the more bits of civilized food I've ever had while on a survival ordeal. So, what do I got to eat here? Some of those nuts, roasted up. Oh, that's good. And this is that sweet potato. Oh, very good. Whew, hot. We'll see how the new shelter and the new fire hold up. Just cooking up this wild taro leaf. You've got to cook it up to break up the silicates in the leaves. And then it's edible. Not bad. Oh. There's a flounder right in front of me. Get me your spear. Hurry up, he's still there. I'm gonna do 2 of them. Come over here, you work this camera, okay?
These 2 spears were Logan's idea, and I had figured they were nothing more than a way to keep him busy.
Got him! I got him!
Perfect.
I got him! Oh man, your spears were a great idea. That's awesome. Look at that. What a great idea. Logan, if it wasn't for your spears, we wouldn't have this.
I know.
We would not have this guy. I was kind of like writing off your spears going, well, whatever. The chances of that happening are next to nothing. And look at that.
This is one of those incredibly lucky moments that can be the turning point in a survival situation, moving things towards the better. And with it comes an ample supply of fresh water that we can bring back to our camp in the dry bags.
I can't believe we caught a fish. If you hadn't made those spears, this wouldn't happen. And especially making 2 of them like that, we would have been standing there going, there's a fish, and then we would have been looking for something, you know?
Yeah.
And likely, you know, probably lost them. I want to save all the guts so we can use it as bait. These are a little harder to do than your standard average bass or pike. That's the heart. And I'll eat that for sure. Same thing with the liver. So I just want to get rid of the intestines.
Now, with both ample fresh water and this fish, survival is about to take a turn for the better. Logan's working on binding the raft so we can head out together and fish without fear of flipping the kayaks in the water. I'll work on getting the fish cooked, in between giving him a hand and cooling my burnt foot off in the ocean.
Every beach, everywhere in the world floats some useful for survival.
How is it? Good. It's awesome? Not bad. I would have left it in for another 10-15 minutes, let it,
You know what?
let the sliminess go away.
I couldn't. You know why? It was gonna fall through. Think of it as sushi, which we eat raw. I mean, we could have eaten this whole fish raw. So,
Yeah.
it's good. Get it all into you, man. Because I ate up the organs, you didn't want them. You gotta get food into you so you're feeling stronger.
Not gonna eat more?
No, I can't get much in my stomach right now.
Why not?
Just having not eaten the last couple of days kind of thing.
All right, so we'll put all this nice fresh meat into the cup, and then we'll boil it up, and that'll cook it more. Cook it the rest of the way through.
Okay.
So, I'm sorry to push on this, but the more nutrients I get in you, the better.
No, I know, it's just, it's hard to get it down.
But it's just like fish broth. It's awesome.
I know, but it's fish broth slimy.
Seriously, dude, you gotta get out more.
Searching out shelter and food, water and fire sources should happen often and be considered constantly. These basic necessities of survival can run out quickly.
Gotta make sure I don't slip my foot into a sea urchin. There's a few of them around here.
Regardless of the fish that I've just caught, the reality is I've also lost the hook.
Nice.
So that may very well be the last fish I eat, and the whelks here are plentiful.
Well, I'm hearing an awful lot of big thunder rumbling behind me. So I want to cook these up right now. All I have to do is put them right on the fire. Well, I was told that they scream when you cook them. Well, that's not bad at all. That's good. Oh, this guy here. That's even better. Lots of them. Very edible. Those whelks are really tasty. So at this point, you just got to put all the realities together. There's no way of paddling ourselves home. Normally, I would say we stop and do all of our assessment check, go through everything we've got. But in this case, because the sun's going down and because there's a ton of firewood, I'm actually going, sort of breaking my...
Fire?
Yeah, get a fire going. And then we can have a big fire going, so we've got it going through the night. What I'm thinking is, why don't you let me get the fire going?
Okay.
Why don't you clean the fish?
That's good.
Good. Okay. Let's do this one. Well, Logan works on the fish. The reality is that we're in it's not an established campsite, but it's a place that people do frequent to fish. There's even actually in the fire pit, there's a grate and an old frying pan, so it doesn't make it not be a survival situation. It still is, but at least we have a few advantages. And I've got something that I'm pretty sure I can start a fire with because we do not have matches and we do not have a lighter. But we can make a spark. We've got strikers.
Found this big old frying pan just around the campsite, so I'm gonna use it to cook up the fish with. Too many bugs.
Often what I find is the best thing in a situation like this is to get Logan doing something that's familiar to him, that's feels comfortable, like cleaning the fish. Because in a survival situation, if you can feel comfortable and do things that are familiar, psychologically you're just a little stronger. It's a lot to think about when you find yourself in a survival ordeal.
We have the advantage of starting off with the day's catch. The hope is we won't be skunked when it comes to fishing for survival. Too often, lost victims waste their first 24 hours being complacent, when in fact, they should kick right into action. On the other hand, it's good to settle and get organized before making any rash moves.
All right, fire, heat up our fish, and the sun's dropping down. The only thing I'm really worried about now is a really bad night of mosquitoes. I think it's better for Logan and I just to eat this up now. Could invite problems with bears. We don't usually have any issues with bears or any trouble, but we've got a lot of fish smells around the campsite. Wow, that's good. Nice job.
Finding ripe fruits or berries or any kind of plants is completely dependent upon the luck of the timing in a survival ordeal. I often hear the comment, why didn't you just gather berries? But most wild berries are only ready for 2 weeks out of the year. Fortunately for Logan and I, we're here at just the right time, in the middle of black bear territory, with a million ripe berries.
That's incredible, because this is enough to actually make a difference for us, you know? It's not just a quick munch. And we can travel tomorrow with them. Let's go. Let's do this. Right time of year to get lost.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I can tell you how often I'm in a place and I get told about how great the berries are, or the fishing is, or whatever, and then it's like, well, it's just the wrong time of year. And this is one of those situations where the energy spent gathering food is equaled by the amount of food that we can gather. Be able to sit in a spot like this and have literally thousands of blueberries at our fingertips is a huge bonus, and it'll serve Logan and I really well, putting the odds in our favor by gathering all these berries right now while we're stuck here. It's a good thing to do. Okay, we got one. Fish on. Fish on. Yes, all right. Just a little baby pike. Just a little guy. Well, we've got one. As my dad would say, we wouldn't have starved. And we won't starve tonight. Back to paddling. Well, it's just a little guy, but it's food.
There's no reason why Logan can't try to increase our food bounty.
Here we go.
Toss him in the frying pan.
Toss them in the frying pan. Okay, all right. Whoa, don't let him jump. Don't let him jump. Keep coming. Keep coming. Keep coming. There we go. Oh, yeah.
Sun's going down, and I'm just gonna hope that weather holds out throughout the night. I don't know, I kind of like my new contraption there. I think it looks pretty cool.
Our hopes for a clear night sky are quickly passing as the clouds gather in the west, and the wind begins to pick up. It's just giving us enough time to eat our catch.
Don't get any fresher than that. Ah, that's awesome. And no bones. That doesn't look friendly coming in.
Anyone who has ever canoe camped knows how difficult it can be just to find one small spot to pull up on within many miles of shoreline. This is why people have tended to congregate in the same areas on shorelines for thousands of years. We go to, and we build, where it makes sense to do so. At least along the way, Logan and I can still try for food.
It's walleye. It's walleye. Bring him in. Bring him in. Bring him in. Come on. Come on. Bring him in. Bring it. Yeah! That's dinner. Put him in water. Keep him fresh. All right, so there we go. That's what we've been trying to do. We've just been drifting. We're looking at a place to set up our shelter, sort of going along the shoreline just really slow. We're paddling. There's no wind here today, so it's like kind of being stuck in the freshwater doldrums. And there we go. Logan just caught us dinner perfectly. Nice job, buddy.
So we have something to eat again tonight.
We've been able to film Logan catching a walleye, which is great, so that gave us dinner. But then I decided to match him. 2 perfect walleye.
So I've got a spear, the one that I made, plus a cane pole, just so I can test the deeper waters for stingrays.
There should be no shortage of available bounty here. I'd expect that in a mangrove lagoon like this. Some places just seem like they should be obvious fertile hunting or gathering grounds. But the wilderness is neutral. It neither adds nor detracts from survival. I'm always in the position of having to go with the flow of the seasons, live by the weather. Even population movements of game are a deciding factor. These elements and more determine whether or not I'm in the right place at the right time for an easy or difficult go at surviving.
Any fish that are coming in and out of the estuary are gonna come right along this path. The water's very cold, a lot colder than I thought it was. Hard part is just being able to see into the water, the ripples. Just looking for anything, crabs, maybe a flounder going by.
incredibly disappointing. I was hoping to find some deep channels where fish could be trapped. Even at low tide, there's just too much water here. So I'm just up into the back corner of this estuary. Nothing here. I was hoping to find some more pools of water where fish might be trapped, but nothing. Everything's a little too shallow. What I am able to find are these oysters attached to the rocks and the roots of the mangroves. After a day of hunting, they'll have to do as my only catch of the day. It's actually really easy to get them off the roots. Easier than when you're trying to get them off rocks. At least I know these are here. They're not going anywhere. Like the clams, these oysters are going to be high in salt. Pretty much the worst thing for me to intake with dwindling water reserves. But for now, I'll take in the nutrition to help keep my energy up so that I can continue to survive and even thrive. There we go. Well, that was worth the effort. Cheers. That's delicious. All right, well, there's hundreds of these little oysters all attached to the roots of the mangrove. This is good. I've got clams and oysters now that I can gather from the estuary. It's said that any army marches on its stomachs, and it's no different for survival. Stomach problems can knock you out of the game quickly. Oh man, I don't know what those oysters did to me, but they're not sitting in my stomach very well. In a survival situation, there's two things that knock you down really quickly. Shot feet and a rot gut. And right now, I've got both.
Crazy thinking about just trying to get a squirrel, but we haven't had anything to eat. We haven't had much of anything to eat in 5 days. We got dinner. All right. Finally, we got some food. Once again, our camaraderie has served to distract our survival focus, and we're being chased by a dropping sun. Same as always, it's one of those cases where I'm sweating from walking around in the bush.
I'm sweating now, man.
Yeah, and that's not going to serve us well. In the middle of the night, we're going to get cold. So, you sweat, you die. Little break. Rain's holding off a bit now. Good fire going.
Here we go. Let's give him a rinse.
Sweet fern, a little bit of spruce needles, and I'll throw in some wintergreen as well, so we get another good nutritional warming tea here before this rain really comes down on us.
Like a bushman's stew and squirrel a la carte. Well, the squirrel should be just about done, my friend.
There we go. Some squirrel egg. Hey, Robert? Cheers, buddy. This is a lot better than a snake, let me tell you.
And a little bigger than a frog.
Oh, isn't that something? Well, it's not much, but it's the advantage of having, ammunition, the fact that you're out hunting. At least you can very quickly get game that otherwise, if all you have is snares or just your bare hands and trying to make deadfalls, really tough. Everything that we're finished with, we can either keep cooking it up and actually chew on the bones and just get everything out of the bones, the calcium, or put the bones in the hot water, make ourselves a little bit of a stew.
Smell the wintergreen.
Well, you can too, isn't that something?
It's just amazing.
Actually, wintergreen stuffed in the squirrel.
Yeah.
You might be
And the aroma coming out of that is beautiful.
Might be surviving, doesn't mean you can't be enjoying your food.
I've carried with me a small supply of fresh clams dug out of the sand at my last shelter location.
Time to chow down on clam. Maybe that's where the name clam chowder came from. I probably shouldn't be eating because it's lack of water, but I'm hungry. And the clams are the one thing that's easy and plentiful.
Clams are also salty, increasing my need for more fresh water.
And it was good.
That was a far better night of survival than sleeping in the back of a stuck vehicle or spending a night in the bush. I can tell you that much. I'm gonna go out and look around the cabin and see what else is here. Obviously, I'm set for shelter and no problem for heat and warmth. I think I'll cook up a liver if I don't see any hunters return.
There's a tremendous amount of nutrition in an animal carcass, and it's not going to be lost on me. Not this day.
There's some meat and fat up inside the head here. That's all there is. They've taken all the good meat back with them. But this is a lot of food for me. No question about it. Won't be the first time I got blood on my cameras. The whole liver's here for me to enjoy. And the heart is here. And then just a whole lot of fat I can make some more broth with. I know it doesn't look all that good, but to me, it looks like a feast right now. I know it seems like I maybe should just eat a ton of this deer, eat the heart, eat the liver, eat the fat, just sort of go for it and kind of gorge. It's been 7 days, and my stomach is probably the size of a walnut by now, so I don't have a lot of room. And if I eat too much, I'll end up with diarrhea. I don't want to have diarrhea out here. I don't have any problems out here. In survival, you've got to lessen all of your problems. Get rid of them one by one by one. I had a lot of broth last night. Now I'm gonna finally eat some meat. I'm gonna give it a shot here. Even just to have a piece. Oh, yes, yes, yes. This is great. Oh. I don't care if you don't like liver or not. This is delicious. It's one of those moments where I can feel the energy starting to course through my veins almost instantly. I think that's why I'm all of a sudden talking faster. Oh, wow, this is good. At this very moment, this is the best liver I've had in my life. Norwegian deer liver. Most of the time, any dead animal in the bush is going to be snatched up almost immediately by crows and ravens and birds and foxes. That food's gone within a day, within hours sometimes. So it's really lucky to come across a dead animal. That said, a lot of times I have in my wanderings come across hunters' remains before. Come across a bear carcass before and 2 moose carcass and a deer carcass. So, and I'm not complaining today. Okay, we have fire. I got some of that deer fat in there.
All that is deer fat, and right now, it tastes like the best filet mignon I could ever imagine. And it's really important that I eat this fat now, because the fat will keep me, whoa. Okay then. The fat will keep me warm inside through the night. Maybe it won't be so bad of a night after all. All right.
With abundance like this, I can afford the time and calories to search for eggs. I've had bad luck eating turtles, having suffered through some pretty horrible parasites. And though these ones may be just fine and without issue, they're still on my easy last resort list. The turtles aren't going anywhere fast in any event.
As soon as they start swooping down at my head, I figure I must be getting close to something.
So it's back to the egg hunt.
Ow! Oh, that hurt. Cactus and shorts don't go together. Ouch. Hey, 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 there we go. Awesome, check this out. Two eggs. Sounds solid. Well, I think what I'll do is I'll do the more environmentally friendly thing, and I'll leave one egg behind. I know where it is. And I'll go eat this one. That's a nice sized egg.
Once again, it's the proactive survival that has served me well. If I don't look around and I just sit and wait to be rescued, I can wither away and die. But spending the time exploring has brought me fish, water, cactus, turtles, and best of all, an egg meal.
This doesn't look good. It looks like it was a bit far along. Well, that looks and kind of smells disgusting, actually. There's the chick. Well, crazy thing is, it's all edible. I've never eaten an egg this far gone before. Well, let's start with the egg white, shall we? Oh, that's actually good. Wow. All right. Now let's try the chick. It's not bad. This is going down a lot better than I thought it was going to. I'm gonna add in the shell. There's calcium in this shell. Well, there's more where that came from. Oh. There's a rose hip, too. Oh, there's a couple more. I didn't even see these. Look at this. Oh, yeah. That's a major score. The rose hips have pound for pound more vitamin C than oranges. And these ones are delicious. And they get to being soft. Wow, that's good. Ow, ow, ow! I'll eat the soft ones and make tea out of the hard ones. Oh, score. There we go. Look at that. Now those are blue mussels. So now they can be seriously bad for my stomach if I eat them wrong, but I won't eat them wrong. Let's see if I can get some more. There's got to be hundreds of mussels here. If I found this many in this tiny little spot, there should be hundreds of mussels here, and I can eat this seaweed too. Well, it's not seaweed. And honestly, I don't know what the proper name for it is. I just know I can eat it. It's just an old potato field, but there may be potatoes in it, and you gotta explore every opportunity. They're really soft. Little potatoes. Not much, but survival food. I'll take what I can get. There we go. Hey, that's a good hard potato. Bonus. Okay, so I've made myself up this sort of soupy broth. Let me show you what I'm dealing with here. Seaweed, rose hips, mussels, fresh water, deer liver, a couple of potatoes from the garden. And yeah, I know it looks disgusting, but it's a lot of nutrition.
It would seem that in this survival ordeal, I've experienced the highest of highs and the lowest of lows.
Yesterday was probably one of the most nervous times I've ever had out in the bush. I was truly worried for my situation. If I'd come up to a cliff and not been able to get down it in any way, and it was all slippery, then I was just crawling at that point. I would have had to try to crawl back up, and it would have been, it was half an hour before dark. So to be here now, I'm giddy, to be honest with you, to be here now. What I'll do is I'll go down by the shore front and I'll put together a signal fire. And I still have, from the survival kit, from the car, the flares. So I'm going to send them off too and see if they work, or at least see how well they work. I'm finally going to sleep well tonight. Not much of a haul for a day's hike,
But at least I found these guys. Now, this leaf here, I don't actually have to cook to eat. I can just peel away the leaf part and just eat the stem. Well, it's not much. And it's kind of old and woody, but it's quite literally better than nothing. Well, it's time finally to put that little survival stove to the test. The first thing I'll try is they've got this little Cactus survival beef bouillon. This little survival stove is great in a pinch. The small white chemical tablets are fuel, just enough to boil water and get me something hot to drink. Two things sorely missed in a survival situation: something nice and cold, and something nice and hot. And when you're forced to live in a state that seems less than human, anything that makes you feel more human is a bonus and can lift your spirits high. There we go. Definitely enough to probably kill most, if not all, parasites that are in it. Let's see what some of this survival beef bouillon is like. Though it's best to boil water for 10 minutes, a lot of experts agree that even just bringing it to the point of boiling can be enough to kill any pathogens. Oh, wow. That's a lot of flavor. Oh, man, that's good. Still got another treat left to enjoy today that the Haywa sent me in with, called beetle nut. It's a bit of a process. Let me show you how it works. There's the beetle nut. Now, I'm not sure how to describe what it does. It takes away your appetite, so it suppresses your appetite. All of the Haywa chew it incessantly. It's kind of like chewing tobacco for them, I think. Makes your face go numb. There's one. Oh. Oh, how do they do that? That's bitter. Oh. Two. And they take this baggie of lye. Then you take a leaf. Oh my God. Oh. And you're chewing all of this. You can not throw up in the process. Hang on. Oh. That's gross. Like ammonia feeling. Hold on. Oh. It's not as powerful as a cocaine or an opium, but I'll tell you how I feel in an hour. How about help me get through the night? Oh, it's brutal. Oh. This is why. Oh. Oh. This is why I don't chew tobacco either. Woo. Yep. My face feels numb. Okay then. The effects of the beetle nut are more than I'm expecting. and they go a little beyond just a numb face.
Oh boy.
For the Hewa, chewing on beetle nut all day long is an addiction. It numbs their faces, ruins their teeth, suppresses their appetite, but as well, it gets them high.
As always in a survival situation, the land is the grocery store. So I'm heading back to the grocery store.
There's no harm in checking out these tide pools close to camp.
You never know what you're gonna find unless you go exploring. Nice. There's another food source here. This guy right here, called limpets. There we go. There he is. This guy is a tasty morsel, and I don't have to bother cooking them either. Just basically liberate them and eat. Like everything here, salty, but that's really delicate and juicy and good. There's a bunch more limpets here, so I can pick them and eat them as they come. Yeah, there's a nice big one. Ouch. Bonus. All right, so I've got another source of food here. I'll just scour along these shores, eating as many of these limpets as I can. There's also a lot of rock oysters here, but the way they treated my stomach yesterday, I'll hold off on the oysters. I don't want a chance of getting sick like that again. Some bunch berries here that are almost starting to get ripe. If I can find some red ones, I've got myself a meal. Hey, hey, hey. Oh, I think I found myself a fast meal here. There's a plant called wild cucumber, another plant called starflower, and they're side by side. And here they are. There's some starflower, but I think I might have found some wild cucumber. If I did, that's a beautiful thing. I'm gonna check this out. It's wild cucumber. It looks like I've got myself a meal. I'm really carefully peeling away from the tuber. That's awesome. Oh. And it tastes just like it. Oh, that's good. And there's 4 or 5 more here. It's sweet tasting. That is delicious. It's got to be wild cucumber. But there's a plant here that's the same plant, and it looks like a different growth. And I'm not certain, all of a sudden. I haven't seen, really, ever before, a full, mature wild cucumber, right? Just in the books kind of thing. It's been a long time since I've seen one in the wild, and here I am eating one, and it tastes like one, but this part of it, the way it looks like this, I've never seen before. So here's the part that I saw, but then there's this stem that comes up, and these guys, probably a wild plant expert looking at it going, yeah, that's wild cucumber, eat away, it's awesome. Or someone going, no, that's the poisonous such and such, don't touch it. But I just went from certain to uncertain. I hate that feeling. Well, I've eaten it now, so I won't eat any more till I find out how I feel. Oh, man. Won't believe what I just found. I wouldn't expect to find this down here. And I did. And there's lots of it. Oh, I gotta show you this. This is one of my favorite finds when it comes to looking for food in the northern forest like this. This is called creeping snowberry. It's these tiny little white guys. You just lift up the plant like this to expose the berries. Oh, what a score. So this is my first little treat of the marsh. My second bigger treat is out there.
The cattail has two benefits, both as a food source and also as a fire starter. It grows throughout the world, and it's an incredible filter of pollution or otherwise contaminated water. But the best thing about it for survival is that it usually grows in abundance.
There's the kind of chunk I'm looking for, right there. Peel the layers away. Ah, yeah. Now we're talking. This one's nice and tender. All right, I'm going to keep eating more of these cattails and get myself filled up. There's a lot of them, easy to grab. Mmm. And tasty. And this is super calorie efficient eating in a survival situation. It's being able to come to a place like this. Just pick, eat, pick, eat, pick, eat. And the creeping snowberries were just a huge bonus.
All right, I'm gonna take the next hour or so and just sit here and eat. And then head back through and see what's up around the corner. This is just really weird. I see something on the ground. I bent down to pick it up. Yeah. One wild blueberry. It's absolutely a blueberry. And there's not a single blueberry plant around me. So just here, in the middle of the swamp, there's one wild blueberry laying on the ground. How does that happen? I don't know. I guess maybe a bird had it in its beak and was flying overhead and dropped it. Dropped it down for me.
We still need to eat. One fish between two people after 4 days is not good enough. We need more, and we do have fishing tackle, a huge advantage for survival.
You want to take advantage of this. It's calm waters. There's nothing more than a breeze. You know, when that wind picks up and you get whitecaps out here like there was the other day, yesterday, we don't stand a chance coming out here for fish. What do you think?
I think we're good.
All right? It's pretty darn stable. We're locked together here. Yeah. Okay, drop her down. Let's see what you can do.
If good luck evades us here, we'll be in trouble. We've cleared the site of berries, and the only plants left on the land are bitter greens. So we'll be stuck with a diet of seaweed and bull kelp.
You got one, though? Yeah. All right. Well, keep bringing them in. Oh, that's like dinner right there. Okay. I got him in my bag. Can we do this? What do you think? Keep coming, keep coming. Ah, yeah. That's dinner right there, baby. That's beautiful. Awesome. That's one. Woohoo!
And that's all that's needed sometimes in survival. Just something, anything to boost your spirits, to bring about some psychological comfort and keep you going till the next day.
Yep. You got one?
Yep.
Okay, he's in my boat. Sweet job, Logan. That's two.
Binding the kayaks together to make a catamaran is working out. We're stable and yet mobile enough to paddle out into the bigger ocean.
You're trolling, right? Yeah.
Oh, I got a fish.
It was so small that I didn't really feel it. All right, there's my contribution. Not a bad outing. 4 fish, they're not huge, but they're still gonna feed us today.
Finally, having 2 people in a survival situation is showing itself to be advantageous. Digging a fish cooking pit has never been an option for me when I was alone.
You know, that's not bad.
It helps that we're on a beach. The effort of doing this alone has always been too much to make it worth my while.
That's about perfect. What we need to do next is get a fire going in here, and that's going to be your job.
Just gonna leave Logan alone to get that fire going. For now,
I've got to get something to wrap the fish in. And I know what I want. He knows how vital it is to get that fire going. And without any matches, nothing more than a spark, and some cotton, lip balm. Hopefully he can get it going.
It was a difficult thing for me to consider. If Logan uses up all the good fire-starting supplies we have, then everything gets much tougher. But I've got to begin to start relying on his help.
There we go. That's what I'm looking for.
This is skunk cabbage, and it's a perfect way to wrap the fish
1,
for underground cooking.
2. While I'm at it, all this salal is what I need as well. All right. I'm hoping he got the fire going. All of this work is a heck of a lot easier with 2 of us. I mean, the reality is that if it wasn't for Logan, I never would have had spears to catch that fish yesterday, and if it wasn't for Logan, I only caught 1 tiny little fish. He caught 3. So, all of a sudden, survival with 2 starts to pan out as being a little more advantageous. I don't see fire. I don't see smoke.
This is not good news on a few levels.
Spark it up yet?
God, no.
No? Did it get a flame?
No.
No flame at all?
No flame. I had flame for like half a second, and it died.
Is it still in there? Do you still have it?
Barely.
Well, let me try. So grass is my favorite. You can, in a pinch, spark right into grass and get it to go sometimes. So you need a good splay of spark.
Unfortunately, Logan has left me with only 1 tiny, barely visible little bit of cotton fluff.
Here we go, all right? Here's my flame. Now we got to get a big fire here, nice and hot, and let it burn and get all these rocks heated up. You okay?
Yep.
Are you bummed out because you didn't get the fire? Don't worry about it, man. It's hard to get a fire with just a spark. It's a lot different when you got a lighter or matches, you know? Believe me, it took me a long time before I could get fire. Oh, but this is gonna be nice. Check it out. Looks good, eh? I feel like I'm on a cooking show. Gotta keep a way of keeping the fish clean, and this is the way. Skunk cabbage leaves.
To make pit cooking effective, we'll have to work together in a timely manner. And yet we should be out of daylight in just an hour or 2.
What do you think? Can we drop that in the pit to cook up?
Yeah.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull all this fire out, and then when I say go, salal in. Fish on top of the salal. Tube lands on the fish, and then those leaves flat. All right, now, cover over. So we want to trap steam inside. So we cover over completely.
The water poured in through the bull kelp will hit the hot rocks and steam cook the fish.
Oh yeah, I can hear it steaming like crazy. All right, well, it's open. Oh yeah, I can feel the heat, that's for sure. Super hot. I think we're almost there.
Smell the fish. Smells good.
Not getting the fire going was a blow to Logan's ego. But eating some real fresh fish after 4 days with little food will be a big boost to his morale.
Wow. Oh yeah, cooked beautifully. It's tender, buddy. Oh my God, Logan. That's amazing.
It's a good dinner.
These are your fish.
Mm-hmm. One of yours, too.
Yeah, just a little guy. Well, happy 16th birthday, bro.
Thank you.
That's a great way to end the day.